like, I think what we saw the roster, you and I were like, this is a weird team.
Weird one.
A weird one. Like, I didn't know what they were going to really excel at. I guess, you know, when a team comes together, you think most likely they might find success in hard point. A lot of times that'll be the case when you have some shooters on your squad, and they do. But I think you and I had question marks, big ones for this team.
No doubt about it. Yeah, I expect like middle of the pack, but we'll see what happens. They have to get on the board, and it starts with this map 1 on protocol.
We'll get right into it, and I know Ant was hoping to see this maybe in the map 3, but we'll be firing off on Volta. Do you have any big takeaways just from this map and the rotation at the start of the week? Maybe different than what you expected coming in?
Well, I think the big thing here on this map is what we talk about is P3 and P4. Obviously, P4 is that money hill all the way down at the bottom. It can be very difficult to break, but you early rotate there. You combine it with that P3, that's where you find a good chunk of your time.
Yeah, we saw some dominant
right,
rolls.
Mac.
Teams pulling out like 4 subs, just absolutely locking it in. But Mac, nice little 5L. We'll see what he can carry this on to. They've got top middle absolutely locked down. Nice little start here from Cloud9. They're trying to put to bed maybe the hardpoint stats you heard the desk talking about, but Max Street will in there. We'll start to get ready for our next rotation. What do you see on the minimap, Joe?
Yeah, well, Esther there with a big gunfight win. Give them some pressure. And well, Paul just over there towards top zip, so he's had to recognize Will Kremp and attach spawn behind him. So they're looking for that, trying to find that info. And it's kind of spawns all over the place right now for Cloud9. Just where is the attack coming from? Geo able to pick up top middle, but Sib pushing Platin. Nice time here for Minnesota Rocker.
They'll take the lead now. We'll see if Geo can continue to get that run going. He will pick up another, despite the fact that the team kill comes in and Nero not able to hit the reload before the next engagement. But so far, so good in the P2. And Geo's 3 streak ends. A break comes in from Cloud9. That'll be 2 straight for them. Make it 3, and now they'll be able to answer. So far, a couple of good breaks really from either team to kind of split up this time as you look to take the lead again if you're Cloud9.
Yeah, now if you're Cloud9, you gotta hunt down number 7. That's Nero, right? We just saw him get that kill top zip, and he's just trying to finesse. What he's trying to do is make this transition over to P3 easier, and he's doing a good job. His teammates getting the scrap time. They flipped his spawns with 10 seconds left. Great heads-up play, his ability to play his life. Just sneak around, find a couple of kills, and now Cloud9, they have to work that top side. That's going to be Kremp, though. He's able to get all the way through. Number 6 is going to spawn up. That's going to give them the idea. We have to turn here and fight from the hill.
So now they'll take fights on both sides of it, as you said. Paul hoping to get involved before his teammates drop inside the point. Not able to do that. The timing a little bit awkward for him. Nice Simtex, nice shots to connect as well. And, well, despite the fact you had that early setup of your rocker, you're able to get a spawn on the back of your Cloud9, you pinch out the hard point.
Yeah, they just thought maybe the push was coming from top middle. They had nobody backside of the hill, no one able to pick up cliffside, and that just allows that pinch to spawn to come in. They just had no info about where the push was coming from. That turns into a break, and now Cloud9 within 13, but 20 seconds left. It's all going to be about that rotation down to P4.
Well, this is just one of those points we saw in week 1 that it was just a mess no matter what, I feel like. It doesn't matter what the setup was. I feel like there was break after break. So tough to get really good time on it, but it's Geo that's really locking down the scrap time as he's able to hit 4 straight. Trying to chain this into more, but he's going to get triple swung and finally drop. A nice little sequence individually from Geo, and now this is the one you're talking about. This will be your money hill. As we saw sometimes 4 subs coming into play. We saw some really good holds from a team like Ultra, where we saw like a sub in Bean's hands and he was popping off. What kind of time can they get, or will this be a nice little break?
We already have good pressure there from Kremp, but Geo is still there. That just starts with Geo, right? His ability to find 3 kills over towards that P3, get them set up early in this hill. Mac trying to finesse. All the Jackal PDWs are out, but Geo still alive, up to 14 and 7. Ooh. Finds number 15. Great shots right there. And now a 50-point lead here for Rocker.
Yeah, sometimes it takes like one little big play moment, a player gets in the groove. He had one at the last hard point. He pops off here as well. As Geo is 15 and 7. 4 straight, 5 dialed in, continuing to go streaking. Finally does drop. Teammate needs to trade it out, but doesn't happen. Kremp gets some nice movement on through. Finally, Estriel will be able to shut him down. They'll continue to rack up the time. The lead now, over 70 here for Rocker.
Yeah, and obviously you get the full 50, 60 points there at that P4. Gives them this big lead. So Cloud9 going to try to find as much time as they can here as we go back to top middle, but Nero's already there in their face. A great double from him. That is going to be a clean 4 dead. And now again, just try to find where these players spawning out. Bit of a split here. Could help Cloud9. Geo, though, with a nice stun on the Mac. So they at least know where 1 is. some nice shots, but a Kremp nade does connect on the P1.
And Gio's like the outlier right now for the ARs. Like he's 18-9, but Paul's 4-12, Sib's 5-11, Attach is 8-12. Like definitely some struggles everywhere else. But Gio, well, I mean, he's been inside the hard point doing work from a nice little power position.
Yeah, what's gonna be tough about Protocol, you just think like so AR heavy, but what our pros are so good is they take those long routes, and it's just their ability to finesse and play their life, right? Like somebody like Nero, we saw when he's in top zip, good like winning that gunfight over and over again as an AR. Like you want to get to that power position, but before you get there, if you have to take down one of the subs, that is where your stats are gonna plummet.
Yeah, and it has been for most of the ARs currently in the lobby, but not for Mr. Gio. Kremp now with an early setup in the hard point. They need to get some time here. You know, a break comes in from Rocker, and you're finding yourself in a massive, massive hole. Kremp is hoping to get back to the full HP before the next engagement. Not going to happen. You have numbers in trades there for a second, but I think it was the multi-kill from Mac that might have been the extra domino there to give favor to Cloud9 New York. Some big time here for him, but you're continuing to at least make it a mess a bit if you are Rocker.
Yeah, this is fine. As long as you continue to hold the rotation for P3, right? Keep them off. Cloud9 has the good spawns for this P2, but you have just put so much pressure through top middle onto this platform, and then very similar to last time through, 20 seconds left, you're finding the kills. What does Cloud9 want to do? How do they want to try to rotate? Attach, they try to go through bottom middle. Nice gunfight win there, and now they can fly on through. Try to flip these spawns, get themselves set up.
Yeah, I mean, even though the lead looks pretty significant at 70, it's like the P4 is really the difference. But that's going to be what we're going to look at as we get ready for here shortly. But got a minute to go. So now focus on the set. Last time, a ton of split time. Similar to what we saw last time, you're set up in the hard point. Opposite team starts spawning in the back. Just flip this time in the sense it's Rocker now spawning and trying to break. We'll see if they can set up the pinch. I think they had one spawn out in Geo, so the natural pinch is going to develop here as they try to fly on in. Kremp with a multi. Mac, I thought, had the win there, but Kremp will actually end up with 3. Still has another fight, and that's a massive one. 6 HP from him. 4 streak and a nice individual play, but 20 seconds left. You got to start thinking about next. They're going to take this time. More likely, it's can you break?
Well, and this is what you find a lot of the time on P3. Yes, those wonky back spawns can come in, but when you have a 4 dead, you know they're spawning top middle. Good luck getting into that front door. Now Kremp continues on this rotation. Nero, though, maybe with the difference maker. You get back into the game here at this P3 if you are Cloud9, but Nero allows his team to get into a nice setup. You see the trophies are down as we head down to P4.
Yeah, you did what you need to do with 3. Did Cloud9. You claw back into this, but now you got a 30-point advantage. Does Rocker. You're looking to shut it down. A break opportunity, though, here for Cloud9. You just got broken. You're feeling the pressure if you're Rocker. Let's go to a listening right now with Minnesota Rocker.
I want to be P2 like Robo. Standing low.
I heard.
Nothing on boat. That's not time.
That's on time.
That's not, I need to close. Give me a second.
Yeah, one's this time.
And 2 spiral, 2 spiral, 2 spiral. Very close. Back to spiral. Sib's back to spiral.
I rolled that.
Nice. Back to time too.
That's my left.
I'm coming.
This side.
Take the order.
Nice, only one.
Nice,
Let me zip quick.
Yep.
Didn't show. I'm going up again. I pushed the zip.
Okay. Funny zip side, I think, so I don't see anything new. One's just Sun 10.
That's not P2 on me.
On the bottom 10, on you back. Bottom grandma's. Bottom grandma's. You went top, attach.
I got one.
On new max. I'm nading outer. He's out right side.
Alright, you got
One's up front.
I spawned the Heli. I'm in top grandma's.
I don't see him.
I need to back that time.
Top grandma's one shot.
Nice, good shit.
Trophy on top.
Tower sip. I went in.
Top granny's attached. Last guy.
I'm in bottom grandma's. Are you blocking?
Yeah.
I don't see my other road.
I'm dead. Bottom grandma's Kremp.
That's fine. I can't block.
Bottom grandma's over down you, Kremp.
I went
Bottom granny's.
Left side.
I'm telling you outer.
Ready?
I think outer.
Top P2. On the ledge.
Weak attached.
Top 10 attach, one shot.
He's weak as shit. They're both
Top
weak.
10 a bullet. He dropped that mid-gun.
I still need time.
Get close on our side.
I stand back to time.
Outer and top granny.
Top granny.
Top granny.
Right side time. I need right side time. Top grandma's back. I'll go.
Cloud9 New York right back in the thick of things, trailing by 70 for a lot of this game. Now down 30. Just a few seconds left this hard point. We rotate on over to tower. Nero here to do the dirty work early on. Can't chain in the third.
And I think really the one thing to take from the listen in, how they want to play this P2 is you heard, are you blocking, right, for that P1? And they want to fight from this side of the map. Control top, middle. And, well, just try to find the time this way so you have an easy rotation if you do go to that P3. But Estriel, he has been so good through top. Now another double, make it a triple. 34 for Estriel. He has been hot and cold throughout this year, but really stepping it up here on Protocol.
Well, the hard points, he's been cold, at least last week, right? Like he had some moments, yes, but from a KD standpoint, he was getting kind of bopped. Right now, though, making the plays. The Death said they wanted him to step it up, and he's absolutely doing that. You're 23 away from a victory now, at least for the map 1. The remaining time, looking to go the way of Cloud9.
This is doable. If you are Cloud9, I mean, 15 seconds left. You have top middle control, so you know they're not pushed through for this P3. It's a nice pick by Nero, just taking his time. Still 5 seconds left on this P2. But the cutoffs are already there. You see the blue arrow starting to spawn it up, and here we go. Both teams vying for control. We'll see if you hit that 250. Maybe that kill allows Rocker to get in.
This is where Cloud9 did a way better job last time around here. Can they do it again? They keep rallying one more body into the hard point, taking that time forward, looking for the lead change, but the contest will come through for now. Estriel looking to be the playmaker currently for Rocker. You're starting to feel the pressure with him in the point, but you have time to work with. One tucked away in the corner is going to catch him. That was attached. Sib Crimp through for kills as well. Sib now sub in hand, looking to lock it down. 13 needed for the victory. He's ready for the next one. Not quite the next one as Estriel finds an entry. Mac, though, brings it back with a double. And they just need these final 5 seconds. Still 20 or so points on the hard point. They can shut it down here. They have picked it up massively here at P3 through the last 2 rotations, and that will lead to a hard point victory for Cloud9 New York. Trailing for a lot of it, but some big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the executions on the P3. I mean, the last 2 times we were there, because we started with Rocker and it was messy. They were able to find the break, but then just 2 great holds got them back in the game.
Well, I think that's one of the first things I said. Like, that's how P3's kind of played, at least through last week when we were casting it. Like, it's a lot of just kind of split spawns, break after break, very messy, and then they get, I think, like 45 or so seconds the second time through, and then there was a contest for a moment and some fights that went down, but nearly perfect, just dominant on those P3s.
Yeah, I thought Estriel made the play, because not only does he go all the way through, he gets another kill and flips the spawns, and you just think the pressure's going to be there sooner or later, but they just fight from the hill, does Cloud9 New York. That gives them it, but you see the purple is ahead, 144 to 71, maybe their biggest lead, and then, yeah, it's just a bounce back right there at that second P3 from 90 to 143, brings it within 20. You split the second P4, which is huge. When we went to that listening, you finally got that break from Cloud9. They just stayed alive.
Yeah, but even that, like the second P4, like Rocker got another break in. Like, you did not get a ton of time at P4 and still managed to pull out the hard point. You got to feel pretty good. But so far, well, the hard points today have been quite lit. We had a 250, 249, a close one the first map as well. Now we come to this series, 250, 227 to start us off. But as much as, I mean, you get 40 out of Estriel, who felt like a dead man walking in the hard points last week, but it's not enough. And Paul struggled throughout that one. He really did.
Yeah, 13 and 32. He finishes there.
I know they brought him in for search, and he's had some massive search plays, but he's been better than that in hard point.
Yeah, and then if you're Estriel, you're finally, I'm having a game.
Yeah.
I'm getting going.
Yeah.
And you still lose. You're just like, that could just be frustrating as a player. No doubt about it. But Cloud9 fight back, and it really is just a team effort. But I think the subs towards the back half really start to step up. They both dropped 30.
I think you needed that if you're Cloud9. You needed a hardpoint victory based on how things were going. You know, you heard Ali, the guys kind of talking about it at the desk, how much they've been struggling. And
well, it's just the mental.
Yeah. Just a mental W, 100%. And for Rocker, like, I don't know, you're fine, right? Or like, we've done it every way, right? Like, they're 50-50 in hardpoint. Well, not anymore, but they've been basically 50-50 in their respawns. 3-1 in search and destroy. They've gone to several, 2 game 5s, 2 around 11. They know they're going to go the distance. So I guess the mental on their side, it's like, all right, boys, here we go again.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they found 2 early victories in the season. Maybe we didn't expect that from this Rocker team, but they've shown they are here to play. Yeah, for Cloud9, it's just, you lose another game 1 respawn, and obviously the server talk and everything that's been happening, it's just it's a mental battle.
Yeah.
Online can be, you know, I've gone through it as a player in the past. Like, you just feel like you're getting BS time and time again. That just lives in your head rent-free.
Yeah, no, I saw one attach that tweet like right after, right? Just a little frustrated maybe with where they're playing from. And I mean, tweet it was a professional way, just like, hey, it's been frustrating. You know, we don't have a good server to play on. We're playing against the boys in Texas. So we'll see if they can bounce back from it, maybe just get a series victory. But And on the other side, like, is there anything to, especially early in the year, like, it's probably not the worst thing. Like, if you're like a rocker, and yes, you start out 2-0, but like going to a lot of game 5s, like just getting a lot of reps. Like, I know you're scrimming and stuff, but it's got to be just
especially if you're winning them.
Yeah, well, especially if you're winning them, but just like in general, just getting a lot of reps, like in an official match.
Yeah, I mean, they probably feel like there's some games they could close out in a smoother way. You probably don't want them to be as stressful.
Yeah,
but yes, you're not wrong. More reps, the better this early.
I feel like just in the you and I've been casting a long time, and there's been teams that have like, I don't know, like I think of like optics of the past or even like phases sometimes. Like I don't know, you just 3-0 everybody, and then the first major comes, and I don't know.
You see around game 5,
you're a little overconfident. You haven't really been pushed or tested. Not the worst thing to be tested, but yeah, you need to win some of them, which rocker.
Yeah, because I mean, you think of rocker last year when they weren't winning the game 5s, they broke down, right? They go through with those roster changes. So yeah, it's like, it's good to be tested. You just sometimes you want to pass those tests.
Yes, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Well, to search and destroy, we go now. We're up to bat on Skyline. Cloud9, their only map win before this series was the Vault comeback against the Thieves team. It was about a 2-5 comeback where they really made some adjustments, kind of shut Hydra down. You expect some players that are going to be able to take over and search and destroy. Paul's kind of been the guy for Rocker that we're going to keep an eye on as well. See if he can bounce back after a real dud in that map 1. We got offense now for Rocker. Estriel looking for openings. That's a tough chow there at the back piano, but tries to peel him off the heady, not able to do it. Mac wins his next fight, tries to stun out and stay up for now. Never gets back to full HP, but it's not going to matter. Wins another fight, and everybody's dead. Plenty of time for the defuse.
Yeah, obviously you're not pointing at one person, but you're just hoping Estriel finds one there, right, when he slides out, because your goal is you're planting that A-bomb, and sort of as soon as you go down a man in a retake situation, that can always just be tough, depending on your setup. And that's just it. If he just finds one in a 3v3, his teammates have some more room to work with. They have a little bit more info, but he slides out. Maybe even could have just stayed alive there, bottom gym, but Sib with some great shots.
Yeah, it's like a weird one. You know, you're chowing like a heady, but you got the sub. It's a slide chow. You can camera somebody bad there and peel them off it, but as you said, Sib hits the shots. They take numbers, and they're able to get the round. Now we'll flip sides here and see what Cloud9 can do offensively. Nice start from Mac. We saw his POV for a lot of that round. And we'll stick with him at the start.
Oh, we're running it, baby.
Yep. It's some jetpack Call of Duty here. We're sending it. Nice win from Sib. He's shooting straight, but they're down in numbers. It's going to be attached now, 1 versus 2. Ton of time. Bomb down in a precarious position, though, and now Attach gets to work. One of the more clutch players we've ever had.
No doubt about it, but now, yeah, 5 and 6, Paul and Estriel, they're just going to dip together. Allow him to plan if he wants to. Attach just trying to check all these different angles, and I'm going to slide on through. Maybe here's the zip, and there we go. Going to spot Estriel. Normally in these scenarios, as soon as you spot one, you know where the other one is, but he's going to continue to look around here. See, he's taking his time. The Rocker players are just doing laps on the map.
Yeah, I think Attach has that info. Like, he knows they're just doing laps. It's like, where are they now is the problem. He knows they're on the move. Just does he catch a fortunate timing? Like, almost works out, but that's why you're holding hands. So you make sure you have the trade. I mean, only way that falls apart is somehow he's pre-aimed up and they're kind of lined up perfectly for him.
Yeah, that's just it. Yeah, maybe if, like, Paul slides there, messes up his movement a bit, but Paul... Nice team right there from Rocker, and that's just a blind counter. We're going to 4-hit Kitchen, and, well, they were ready for it.
Yeah, we'll see some of that throughout the course of this search.
It has some fast rounds.
Yeah, we've seen teams, spread it out on this map as well, play it a little slow, but, yeah, we're having some jetpack search every now and then. Just 4-on-4, hit it. Tied up 1-1 now. Paul takes a bullet, I think, from Mac at range, and they slow down this onslaught at least for a second. Crimp gets pushed up. He's able to pick one and get away with his life. Estriel now working into underground.
Yeah, that's just all the way underground inside the vent. Now you have the Char inside the kitchen. That's going to be attached. Just 3P and finding info for his team. So he's saying, I got A. You boys just focus on the B side of the map. That's really the call. But, yeah, Rocker down a man now.
just slows down this offense. He was already playing out slow. You lose a player, that becomes even harder. Now you lose another in Estriel. See if
Car's still there.
Paul and Gio can come up with something. Cars finally get taken out. Gio does find a pick. Trying to give him a chance in this. Sib should have the angle. Oh no! He thinks he repositioned. He just lays down there at the AC. Now we're into a 2 versus 2. That looks so awkward.
That's just Gio's like, yeah, he was like pre-firing with a pistol. But now Attach is able to find one trap there with another, and they recover in the 2 versus 2. Oof. But it does get awkward. As Attach was just driving a car the entire round.
Well, you can tell, like, Sib gets the call, like, he's weak, he's tough. He just jumps up there, he's like, looks left, looks right. He's like, nobody's home. I think we've all been caught by that play. Like, someone just lays prone. Like, it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, especially in this game, too. Just with the different animations. Like, I don't know.
Different animations, and there's just stuff everywhere. All right. They rebound. They clutch up in the 2 versus 2. I'll take advantage. God, they'd like to be on the good side of a 2-0 series advantage, that's for sure, if you're Cloud9 with a slow start. But yeah, you had some tough matches. You just have to come in mentally like, this is one we can win. They're 2-0, but this is one we can win. So far, so good. Ball bang through for Sib. They do push that out, but you retain numbers. Mac looking to make the play. A big battle over here by A. Mac gets him weak enough for a fast trade, and that's a quick round. And another one here for Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for Rocker, like, you're trying to slow down the pace and maybe just spread out a little bit, but you're just getting picked apart. That's 3 first bloods now for Cloud9. The one time you have had an advantage has just been that fast kitchen round where you 4-hit it. Outside of that, you've just gotten picked apart. Losing those numbers early.
Yeah, just can they get advantage early on? Can Paul get going?
And it should just be a pace thing at this point where you're trying to like spread things out on their offenses, find open picks. I'm thinking we're just, let's just 4-hit it.
Let's just hit it. Let's see what they opt to do this time. Can they have 4 up in an offense? They get numbers early. There they are. Estriel gets 1, he gets 2. Massive for them there. They lose 1 in Paul. They lose another. Attach gets the angle. He's able to take down 2, and apparently getting numbers, even getting massive numbers, wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, I mean, Estriel finds it too, opens up the round. It's similar to map 1. He's thinking, like, we'll close this out, but Attach through the gym just lines him up. There's a lot of different angles you have to be careful of inside a kitchen. Nobody looking bottom gym, and Attach gives them that round.
Was that just in the craziness of it? Like a miscomm, like it's something that's not picked up? Like Attach shouldn't just be able to waltz in and get both after this, surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of cleanup. Yeah, he jumps on down, and what? Yeah, one player's got an 8 in it. Nobody's looking kitchen side. You don't have a player platform or bedroom, so, he's ready for that next gunfight, but nobody's there.
No, it's like if no one has the angle on the player, like drop down, you can do, I don't know, you just pull off one place. Like, oh, we're second story. No, I'm not.
Adios.
Ooh. Nade hits, but Nero does stay alive. 4-1 for Cloud9. Looking for a massive edge in this series if they can shut it down. They had a nice comeback in Search week 1, but haven't enjoyed an advantage like this. The advantage keeps on going. They have numbers again, 4 versus 3. Nero just shouldering. Doesn't want to take that fight against an AR.
Well, after the pick, you kind of just reposition. I mean, Sib is the one player push up over towards Hot Tub. They're going to focus on him, but Tremp loses a gunfight. So maybe now, down at a 3 versus 4, you bring it back. You have to defuse the bomb, though. Mash still inside of you. Attach able to find 1, and that table, who put that there?
Holy.
The fine China.
Yeah, that is just, he just gets the slide in and pops. He's dead before it feels like he hits a bullet. Just, table's made out of Kevlar. Just, holy hell. That looked frustrating, but not frustrating for Rocker. They get a much needed round.
There's a couple of chairs. I don't know what it is with this map. Like the back patio set as well. I swear, you just can't shoot through it. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but.
Well, it wouldn't be Call of Duty if you couldn't shoot through things you shouldn't be able to and not shoot through things you should be able to. Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Guys think of last year, some of the wall bang spots.
No, there's a couple in this game.
Yeah. Rocker tried to claw back into it. Car up close and personal, doing some damage, but will it lead to a kill? Doesn't lead to anything. Estriel on his back, getting bomb planted. Dude, it is so goofy. I love it, bro. I love it. Gio in trouble, but stays up. Nero with the angle and the call for the push, so. Oh, they just hit the nades on him. He gets a spot on Sib. Sib thinks he's chasing down a weak player. Good teamwork there from Rocker. Attach, last up. Takes down one, but that's all he'll take down. Back-to-back for Rocker now, and just like that. I mean, this would strike me as like a very Rocker map win. Like, they're down 4-1, not looking good at all, and then they just switch gears and win the map.
Well, a couple of rounds they should have won.
True,
potentially,
true.
But and that's a difference in that setup, right? You hit the bomb down, obviously you hit the first blood, but you have someone platform, you have someone hot tub. So when they do start to try to retake through catwalk, there is just so many angles on those players, right?
Yeah.
Just right away.
They haven't been able to
from
plant.
Sid.
They haven't been able to get a plant with 4 people alive. Like, that hasn't been a thing until then. Yeah, a little bit easier. Did they win 3 straight? Car into play again.
Every time I see these cards, I just think of Home Alone 3. It's underrated. It's underrated. Okay.
I haven't seen those in so long, like any of them. It's been ages.
Well, that was one of the ones that like they tried to different cast and everything.
Numbers for New York. Did Nero find the timing and the angle? He may have. Down to a 1 versus 1. Nero can make the play. He got eyes on him. Gets across. He's on 5 straight as well. He's a lunatic. Oh, God! The Tatch goes flying out. Take a breath for a moment. Re-engage and wins it. Nero with the 1 versus 3. And Rocker tie us up 4-4. Attach has been left in the clutch multiple times on this map. That one you'd love for him to close it out, but we're talking about switches flipping. Nero does 6 straight for him, a 1v3 clutch. And he's got the ability to do it. Let's see it again.
Yeah, I mean, just great timing through the middle of the map on both of those players, and then it's a 1 versus 1. And as you said, spots Attach. Attach has the AR. I don't know if he's just trying to find a timing there where you're trying to catch him sprinting or what, but Nero ready for it. Great individual play out of him. And all right, now you're starting to win some of these rounds, clutch these out, and just like that, it's 4-4.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get the spot on him there, like who knows how it maybe plays out, but just to slide away and spot. Good job playing his angles. Nero obviously with car in hand after his monster rounds. Just chilling out by the hot tub.
Yeah, all he's doing right now is 3P and just getting info for his team.
Yep.
It's just, this isn't, not a ton of info to really work with. Just, you know, hot tub's open. Now starting to move that up, maybe towards that 8 bomb. Now you can see the rest of the teammates start to work on their way through the middle of the map.
A lot of space for you to take if you're Rocker, though. You're playing deep if you're Cloud9, but it pays off, at least with the opening first blood there from Attach. Frustrating 1v1 loss, but gets involved with that, and then Sib connects to the shots with Mac. Nero, though, is still alive. Feels like it's a threat until he drops. Estriel brings him back into a 2 versus 2. They now were able to group up. 7 straight for Nero. And I mean, we've had a couple rounds that go from like a 4v2 to a 2v2 instantly, it feels like. And that's kind of the nature of this map.
Yeah, no, I mean, with all the different angles, right? Yeah, the drop downs.
Well, there was a Attach dropping down, getting behind. Nero finding a good timing. Like, yeah, it's...
Now, Nero, if he gets a kill, he'd use the Hellstorm as well to potentially clutch, but he's going to get caught. So split up is Cloud9 New York, now 1 round away from going up 2-0.
Just hoping they can get that plan off, but New York not allowing it to happen for free. And that's a couple of times now. You've had like a 4v2 and had to clutch up in a 2 versus 2. At least you're icing up in those scenarios. This search looks a little bit different if you weren't able to do that. But they make the plays despite the fact they're likely a bit stressed with how some of these rounds have gone. It wouldn't be a Rocker series if it wasn't for a round 11.
That's a good point.
So we'll see if we get there here in the map 2 and potentially a map 5 as we keep going. Another first blood for Rocker. Well, no, I say another, like they've had a bunch. It haven't. It's been mostly Cloud9.
Well, yeah, and they take A again. They just hold the angles, right? You're able to catch that player trying to cross towards that P1. Mac, though, from up top. Oh, the
my
door.
God.
Oh, yeah, you can shoot doors open, you close them, it just goes back and forth. We don't know what's happening, but I know Estriel's hitting kills in the middle of the map, so it's all down to Sib.
Yeah, don't you love doors? That fight looks so fun.
Well, it's even weirder for us.
Yeah, it sure did. Sib with the snap and a half. Not able to do it again, though. And it's a round 11 now for Rocker.
This is what they do. This is their home.
Yeah. I mean, they just push you every map, the distance it feels like, just battling, out there battling. And it does feel like for a team like this, yeah, it's just going to be like, how often do you pass that test? How often can you win your map 5? Like, it just seems like they're going to see a lot of them. Because that's how it felt last year, bro. Like, if you were a team that went map 5, you went map 5 a lot. Like,
a lot, yeah.
It's just what it felt like.
Especially last year, I felt like you had your maps.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, it's like your middle of the pack teams. You said stuff you're good at, stuff you sucked at. Like,
Yeah.
Around 11. Who will find that opening pick? Gio got it in the last round. Can they find another opener? They're looking to get the quick plant down.
Nero's trying to work his way up, and it's going to come down to Kremp. Yeah, what does he sneak on through? He is just laid prone there. There is that first blood. Nero in a great spot, though, potentially for a trade. Do they know his position?
Oh my.
Kremp trying to ice it out. 1 versus 4 for Paul.
You did a good job pushing them if you're Rocker, but the ice is there for New York. You win it in around 11. You're up 2-0, and after a very tough week 1, you're in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kremp just stays patient. They allow that bomb to go down. As soon as it's planted, he's able to pop on up. Just great timing. Nobody got picked. I think Nero was trying to work Jim again, but you had just pretty much that standard setup for Cloud9, and, well, Kremp was the difference maker there.
Absolutely was. Nice job with just a little quick peek on the bomb to get the kill, and then, well, just found the timing with the slide. You're going to get that with the Omni movement, just beautifully hitting it. Anything statistically that popped off the page for you?
Yeah, I mean, the 7 first bloods obviously a big deal. You know, Kremp 4-4. I mean, in terms of first bloods and first deaths, but that's going to happen for someone who's playing that position, but attached, just consistent as always in Search and Destroy, putting up 11.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those kills mattered. Like, he had some big plays, but I feel like he was last alive like pretty often. So probably 3 or 4 of those, maybe even when it didn't matter in a round loss, but he had the big double early in that game too to lead to a victory. And that's how it looks. You have a 23-point hard point to start us off. Around 11 to Surge. Cloud9 are up 2-0 in command. And yeah, you had a really difficult week 1. You had tough matchups. This is that series that needs to be a bounce back for them. If they're going to be a team that's like above the middle of the pack, if they're going to ever be a contender, you need to win series like this. You do.
No, 100%. I mean, honestly, so far, this has been kind of the state of the league, right? Very close hard points, some round 11 searches, but yeah, gritty games, and yeah, who's going to come out on top?
All right, well, before we get to the map 3, we'll get to the desk to break it down here for halftime.
Thank you, Maven and Merc. All 3 of our hard points within 25 points of each other. And now we get a round 11 that Minnesota finally drops. Alley Cat over here in the middle may have picked this Cloud9 New York squad. Why do you have faith in your team today?
Well, no, I have faith in Cloud9 because the players themselves are like top 4, top 6 like level, but their chemistry and their teamwork just aren't there yet, and that's why they're struggling. I feel like almost playing down to their competition, but now that they're going up against a team like Minnesota Rocker, I feel like maybe they've woken up a little bit.
Let's take a look at some of the S&D plays and talk about what we have witnessed so far in this series, because in that round 11, you may have noticed Estriel is getting kills once again, but Kremp seems to have found his form as that first blood guy.
What's so unfortunate is that Estriel's having a great series, and they're not winning maps when he would have terrible series, and they would pull it out from under them. But this Search and Destroy was pivotal, not only for Cloud9 in general, but like there was a moment, Nero 1v3, like that was the time for the momentum to be killed on the side of Cloud9, and they didn't allow that to happen. They weren't allowing the bomb to get planted. They allow it in round 11, and it's Kremp playing patiently for that first blood after it gets laid down. He gets the second, sets his team up for success. This is the Cloud9 that we have been hoping to see.
Yeah, I mean, this was a ridiculous round, too. Like, we get down to the nitty-gritty in this game, man. There's a 1v3 on the side of Nero. You're feeling like Minnesota's going to run away with this game. You see finds 2 here and then gets the glimpse of Attach up top and plays it perfectly, picks up that RC car. We ultimately end up in a round 11 where it's just a great play by New York, man. Getting pushed up. Kremp he gets into a spot right behind the fireplace, takes his time, finds that first kill, and just blows the round wide open. So for New York, you got to be feeling good. It has been pretty, Chris, but you're up 2-0 now, and you need a big win.
Cloud9 needs just 1 more map. Minnesota needs 3 straight if they want to remain perfect here in the CDL. It's just week 2. But I feel like our teams are starting to sort themselves out. It's great to see that Cloud9 New York is very much still in the running.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have a drawing conclusion segment.
I know,
here
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm ready to do it. It's the end. the end of the hard point was absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Yes.
Ali's favorite player. It's Mac making some massive plays. So let's jump on Telestrator and let's break this down. So this is the end of the game. It's rotating over towards P3. And we know that the P3 is probably going to decide the fate of this map number 1. So you can see in this situation, we're going to zoom into the mini map. That's attached that you saw on the middle gun. All the players are spawning out here on Minnesota, right? So they're going to have to start their rotation as there's like 18 seconds left. There's only a couple routes you can really take. All the players, they have the push through old. So nobody's really going to be going there. If you do, you're going to die from the player that's getting that time. Typically, players are going to go underground and try to get up spiral to get behind enemy lines, or around here and through P1 towards gun, right? So what you're going to see here from the side of C9 is you have Attach. He's right here, so he's playing mid. He can volley back and forth and play kills. And what I'm always preaching in HP is if you have control to take space and make plays. So you're going to see number 2, this is Mac. He makes a play. He pushes into underground and finds 2 kills to further punish them on the rotation. So this is kind of how you want to play when there's like a little bit of seconds left on hold. You want to be active on rotation. Don't let them get positioning. Mac gets underground, where typically players will just sit back and hold the spiral stairs. He finds 2, and this is where it gets real interesting. He goes back because he knows that he alleviated pressure underground, that he needs to help his teammates that are up top and find these kills middle. So he's going to wrap all the way back, help his teammates find those last couple kills, and that's going to pretty much secure them the rotation, where ultimately they close it out here in this P3. Heads up play by him, completely closing the game out.
Mac Melts fragging out in game number 1. He contributes in the search and destroy win as well. And now they're just 1 map away from sending Minnesota to their first L.
To their first win of the season. Again, like I said, this roster has very top 4, top 6 caliber players on it and talent. It's just about putting it all together at once.
Pretty fun stuff. Nameless, are we getting a game 4?
Yes, we are.
We're getting a game 4. Are we getting a game 5?
Ooh. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too good about my prediction at this point in time, but I'm gonna hold strong.
All right, he's been pretty perfect in the predictions for the last 2 days. We'll find out if he can keep it rolling. Merc, Maven, let's finish the series.
Well, keep it going. I love those segments with Ant. I mean, honestly, I know you guys teamed together. You played fantastic players, but like you noticed when you first started casting with me, you said like it's like hard to break stuff down like that. The game's very fast. Like while we're commentating, you don't have to. You have a couple seconds to say something quick.
Yes.
You don't get to like break down plays like you'd like to. And I know when you watch that, you're just like smiling because it's nice to be able to actually slow it down and talk about a play instead of us being like.
Well, and I just think obviously when we're casting, we're gonna miss some things. And
True. Yeah.
you go back and rewatch it. Who makes those impact plays? And that's it. I mean, he's.
I'd love to say we catch everything, but this isn't like CS, which is step by step. Like it's people are.
No, we're playing quick. We're playing quick. So yeah, I mean, I love it. Yeah, Mac with a great transition there because he's right. Yeah. Heads up play down low, then rotates, knows exactly where to be coming from, and that allows him to win.
No, I think you've always done an incredible job just because you have a mind for a game, you grind it, you're such a great player, but yeah, it's nice when you get to like rewatch it or just slow things down. Like, because you and I have casted before, it's been like a crazy game, we'll like watch it back later and be like, oh God, missed that. Like it happens. It happens. So it's been a cool segment there with Ant, doing a great job. Map 3, Rocker. They have won through game 5s, but they haven't been in this hole. They have not been in a 2-0 hole and had to pull off the reverse sweep.
We've been talking about tests. Why not take a difficult one?
Yeah. Or amping up the difficulty and test here for Rocker. Or have Cloud9 found their groove. Kind of trade it, at least through that opening push. You had like, what, 1 player alive really for either side, 3 drops, so not really a big advantage. Nero's getting damage into everybody, but he's down to 25 HP as well and repositions. Next shot up, wins that as well. Great stuff here from Nero, 4-0 start.
No, but like you said, the problem is the same thing is happening to his teammates, right? Like, he's controlling middle of the map, controlling lobby, gets another one, but finally Paul's able to get a multi-kill. The same thing was happening on the other side of the map, where I think it was Krem just finding kills off spawn. And so you're not making too much progress. Now that was clean. 8 about to be done. You have a 2 life advantage. And now Clyde9, you'd see 2 and 4. They push all the way up towards that B street while Kremp is watching this pinch.
Oh, it was great breakdowns. Yeah, it was just 1 alive from either team. Who was the team going to help out? Or who was going to make the bigger play? Paul kind of the difference maker then, just making sure A gets done. And now they start to push on forward. You see that number 4 pushed up deep for Cloud9, that is Sim. He's wanting to track back though because his team is getting picked apart. I thought he was going to think about pushing back to help, but he's still trying to find people off spawn. The fight's mostly going down around Art though, so his team is dropping. Sim is still posted up. We'll see if he starts to get a little antsy or what he decides to do.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to track down back, but they know it, right? You're common. You don't hear the name Sim for a long time. Start to watch that pinch, and yeah, Nero's still 8-0. He's already got the Hellstorm inside of Art as well, playing his life. Is this going to be a perfect round of control for Nero?
I mean, he has had some of the more insane control rounds we've seen. You think back to like an invasion last year.
He's still going. He's got to find right here. He's at number 11. Switches, wins it, taps the point as well. Oh, no! It's all right. Oh, it was almost perfect.
Yeah, I think he was even like, I died at the end.
Damn, Krem shot his toes.
That brought me back to, like, do you remember that invasion when we cast? We were in like a 14 streak or something. It was a control last year.
Oh,
he went nuts. Like, every decision he made was correct. Every chow he took the right one. Like, he is a streaky player. And while there, he was streaky certainly in that start. 11-1. He was the catalyst early. He was the catalyst late. The catalyst gets them a 1-0 start.
Yeah, I mean, we could have had a whole segment right there for a perfect round of control. You still can, but it would have looked really cool if he was 11-0.
Yeah. Crimp can't get across. Nice shots there from Sib.
I don't know if we've had an offensive round in control where you haven't had a death. I mean, there's probably one out there, but like,
it is not often. That's for sure.
It's not.
Mac jumps into the bee's nest.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look fun either.
I don't want to do that.
Just mantle it on through with two players staring at you. Attach is like the opposite of Nero currently.
Remember that operator in, what was it, BO4, where you actually had a bee's nest?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the hive? Yeah, you actually shot bees nests at people.
I forgot about that. That was insane. A little snapper there from Paul to get to, and New York kind of back to square one, and they've got only 35 seconds to work with. They don't have a single tick. They tried to get something going to be early, but the flank's about to come through, get in behind enemy lines. Was, I believe, Paul combines with his teammates to take him out, and wow, he might be up 2-0 in the series.
Well, this is what Ant was talking about, though, right? Is their vault control has not looked good. That 0-2, and again, you played Thieves and Optic, but there's only 2 control maps, so maybe just try the other one.
Maybe after this one.
Maybe after this one, yeah.
If Nero was the god of round 1, Paul, the god of round 2. He was on a 7 spree before he dropped. Nice shots at range there from Nero, 17-4. Winning fights, he's got no right winning with a sub in hand. He's still hunting. Loses that player, the debris that's popping up off the map, and fist bumps out is Rocker now up 2-0, and trying to get back in this series.
Listen, I know a lot of people think like the Jackal is the god gun. I'm just saying mine sucks. So when I see these guys do this, I'm like, I'm impressed.
Oh, mine's not doing that.
No, you probably could. I'm probably just missing, but they hit a nice slide, hit a headshot, and it's game over.
Even like last year, like the rival, like people get some kills are insane, but if it got away from me though, it got away from me.
Yeah.
I remember that week you were playing ranked and Teep just decided he wanted to run an AR. And so you were like, oh, I guess I'm running a sub.
I didn't have fun.
You hadn't run one at all yet? Oh, I hop into your stream, you're about to put your head through a wall.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different game, huh? Mm-hmm. Rocker looking to close it out 3-0, at least, well, for this particular map. Nero was so good offensively. Can he do it again? Seems to be real deep in his bag. Looking for anything early, and he's all the way into Art now.
Well, now he's just playing his ones here, right? His teammates have been map control. They know where they're spawning. He's just wasting time for Cloud9. Like you have 2 players kind of searching Art, and then he's able to spot the third. So he's just running circles in the spawn as they're playing hide and go seek.
Yeah, and the whole time they're like, where is he? Like,
well, somehow, though, they all got past him.
And Nero's like, sorry, guys, I was looking. Just the timing's not working out for him to really get anything done. Nice little snapback there to take out Sib. They're about halfway to finishing off this A point. Got a trophy in for coverage. I mean, he's just sort of like, somebody chow me, somebody fight me. Just could not find the fight. Crimp comes in with a big 2 to delay that A. push that was in. They still need another tick and only 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, Gio's just kind of snuck through as well, right? He's just found a pick, and now that just starts to turn heads, and, well, he finds a double, gets them to this 8-point. A should be done here unless Mac has some incredible play, but Paul's going to read it off spawn, and now we start to work B.
Yeah, a little bit of a life advantage, but nothing too crazy. Double swing bottom, and you trade that out. Just feels like you've had no map control ever if you are Cloud9 on either side of this. You've just been coming off spawn and sprinting and dying, it feels like.
Well, I think that's what you see in number 3 and 4, right? Those are your ARs, and like, I just don't think they've had any room to work with. It has just been Nero, Astra. There is just so much pressure in your face.
That was the map 1 too, bro.
Yeah, and like they just cannot get into their spots. Can be so difficult because now you're coming off spawn and you're sprinting at the B point, trying to put nades on it. As the second take very close to coming through. There it is. Sib and Krem trying to pinch. Still have players here, though. That's going to be 3 dead. It's all down to Matt, and I think that is game.
Woo.
We're headed to a game 4.
Joe, you think of protocol, maybe?
I'm thinking we're vetoing.
Maybe playing protocol.
I'm not picking that one.
Rocker. Slam him. Nero on a heater early. The rest of the team gets involved, but Nero with this statement in round 1 just puts Cloud9 on the back foot early. And yeah, their ARs, like, even I know they won the map 1, but like remember I called it out, like they were both like double negative to start that, like couldn't get anything going. Here, like they never got anything going. And that's just the difference. When you're an AR and you're in good spots, it's great. When you're just holding forward and subs have angles, great. It's not fun. Sib and Attach had negative fun.
No, and I think that, though, like, that vault control, I'm sure there's been a couple, but normally we are trading back and forth. There's spawn traps on both sides. You didn't have that at all if you're Cloud9, not even for a moment.
It's weird because they kind of traded in some of the rounds like a kill department for a little bit. Like they were only down a couple of lives like through A.
They never had a clean map though, right? There was always one player through, and that player made an impact play on the side of Rocker. Whether it was Nero, whether it was a Gio there in that round number 3.
Sib got pushed up one time defensively. It led to literally nothing.
Yeah.
Until he finally chowed the point and he lost the gunfight.
They didn't see anyone for a minute.
Yeah, no, it was close to that. I'm probably exaggerating a bit, but it was a good stretch of time where he just didn't see anything.
It was almost the perfect round. I mean, he gets both here. So what? Yeah, Trump just shoots his toes right here.
That was clean.
Here it is.
That was clean.
It's right through. Yeah, just prone to gets the toes. Size 12s.
Tough. But no, just the weapon swap there into the clean slide and chow for the last one. That was one of the better plays we've seen this year. And then this was the weirdest little kind of hide go seek. He ended up in. Or no, sorry, that's a different round. I think I just jumped forward.
Yeah, that's next round. Yeah. But yeah, same thing. But again, like you're down 11 lives just right away. Just nothing to work with. You don't even get a take on offense. That's not good.
No, okay, yeah. I said they traded. They kind of traded, but I was on the 2 defenses. They traded kills a bit. The offense, they just got slammed. I mean, that was really the difference. Like, it wasn't really that lopsided through their 2 defenses.
And I think if you go back and watch that for Cloud9, what you're trying to do is players are going to get through, right? There's a lot of different openings on this map. It's more just, all right, if we have 2 or 3 dead, in a way, you just gotta kind of leave that guy, right? Try to move up the map, hold the 50-yard line on the players off spawn. Just don't let that player who's snuck around make an impact play. But every time they did.
Do you ever get worried when it's like a team struggles in control? In the sense, like, dude, remember that? I remember a stat I tweeted last year. I know, like, some fans, like, control's not their favorite, but, like, I remember this stat, like, reminded me why it's, like, a good mode for competitive. Like, it was showing, like, where teams ranked 1 through 12 in the league, and then it showed, like, S&D and hardpoint ranks, and teams were kind of all over the place, like, where they were.
Yeah.
Like, some good Surge teams, some good hardpoint. But control was literally almost 1 through 12 like, perfectly. Like, if you're a bad control team, you're not going to be a good team.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go back
and
do your own research and look at every major winner, you're probably around like 75% win rate in control.
Usually good teams are good in control.
Yeah, so I mean, I may be a little worried, but maybe it's just a map veto.
Yeah, it's early. I was just thinking about that. Like, it wasn't pretty. Like, it's not looking good. You're 0-3 there, and we're gonna have another map into the rotation or swap one out eventually after the break. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But protocol. I'm thinking protocol.
Protocol maybe for them.
That might be the one we'll get to. But we look to get into the map 4 here soon. We'll see if Rocker can bounce back and get themselves to another map 5. We've joked about these difficult series, these trials they've had. They've had to go to a game 5 round 11 both times to get series victories. This will be the first time they do it, maybe through a reverse sweep. Love the red solo cup, Crimp sipping. Brings me back to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a little bit of beer pong in my day. a little bit, a lot of it. Rocker. They get a much needed map win there. In the sense, well, they didn't win that. They were out of the series. But they get a very convincing one, maybe build off the confidence of that. You know, map 1, Paul came out slow, Estriel came out firing. You get a little bit, well, I would say more of a team effort, really the narrow takeover for a lot of that. But where the first 2 maps were close, the third was not. Skyline is basically always close, at least this year.
No, it always is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you win Skyline by like
this is fancy bocage.
50 plus, like it's a good
We pull them out.
Yeah, if you win by 100, that is an insane Skyline, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It is just pace, and it can be tough to be very clean.
Oh, well, actually like a full hold on a hard point? Yeah. Very, very, very difficult. So we'll keep an eye on maybe who's able to get some great setups throughout this, but it's going to be a mixy one. High engagements, lots of traded time on the hard point. Good use of the hot tub there from Kremp to take down 2. They'll set up attached to get some time. He just saw all 4 rotating out from piano side, so the info is in. The call out to the teammates to lock this down and pick up this time. But you don't want to overchow here. If you're attached, you want to pick up this time and spot for your teammates, but you don't want to die from this position.
Well, this is pretty much if Mac gets that kill, as I say, he can push through, and then you would flip them with about, 10 seconds left. But, I mean, you have gotten 40 or so seconds here on this P1.
Oh, this is perfect.
A great start here now. They're going to try to push on through. All the players of Rocker off spawn. Go 1 for 1 so far. You already have the numbers. You see, number 8's going to spawn out. Same with Kremp. So it's sort of just both teams fighting for control of the hill, but it looks like Rocker in a better spot right now. I say that, but Mac's going to give them those back spawns, and there we go. All 3 players from Cloud9 now in position near the hill.
Well, Ant was saying he thought this could end up being a solid hardpoint team. Cloud9 so far, at least. Early in this one, it is dominant. A big advantage, and yeah, you get this up to like an 80, 100-point lead. It's going to take a lot to claw out of that. GL not starting out too hot. He's at 1 and 6. Everybody kind of firing for Cloud9. And as mixy as you said this could be, it really hasn't been so far. There's great setups and holds from Cloud9.
No, it is, yeah. And again, just starts with that Mac play. Saw him break that one down earlier, and he's able to do it again to set up that P2. Finally, you get in, but it's with 10 seconds to go. So on this rotation over towards P3. Gio just, I mean, he's stunned up. Everybody's sliding all over the place from Cloud9. They are in sync, and they're going to win this rotation.
At some point, you got to shift this. If you are Rocker, you need to kind of have to be the positive side of the domino, have the rotations, but when's it going to happen? You get those final 10 seconds, that's really all you're working with. You got 17 points up. It's another setup and hold for Cloud9. Mac trying to push out your cuts. He's winning fights. He's 8-3 and on 3 straight. A split spawn up right now for Rocker. Maybe a chance to collapse on this and find some time. But Mac wants none of it. His streak keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, props to Mac as well. He's on 5 in a row now. Yeah, because that split spawn did come in. You're just waiting for your teammate to spawn up so you know where the enemy team is, but Gio was able to get a double. But throughout all this mess, you're still just going back and forth, but Cloud9 is still in the better position here with P4 spawns.
Oh, I mean, you haven't got a second here if you're Rocker. You've been sitting on 17. That's your lucky number, apparently. Will they get in? Will they touch it? For 1 second in the hard point, they do. Down 80, though. Can they shift it here? I mean, you still have the back spawn right now if you're Cloud9. You pick up the player in the front, so Rocker, they will clear out Sib, and they'll now take this fight. Spawn safe comes in for Cloud9, so you have all 4 people here to battle. A nice opening pick from Nero, and maybe this is your chance.
Oh, it has to be. Mac's gonna spawn out, but yeah, after that first pick, they've really slowed it down again. But here we are, they're trying to go all the way through. This should be a break for Rocker, but Mac off spawn. Did a repinch it? Did he make the play again? Just too many numbers there for Rocker.
Oh, I saw him spawn and have like that just kind of easy natural pinch. I was like, uh-oh, but thankfully they kind of wrap the edge and they limit his destruction to 2. The rest of his team spawns out, so they don't get anything really out of it. But bit by bit, you're trying to pull it back. Rocker are doing their best to do that now after a really rough start in the 2 opening hard points. At least they'll get some solid time here.
When you see the slaying, right? Like, I think you're down 1 in the slaying category, and you're losing by 80 here. So that's just the trades that are coming through. You either don't have the spawns or it's always like by one, right?
Yeah.
And Cloud9 are just hanging onto the hill.
Well, you're getting some kills to get to like that first wave to put pressure on the hard point. You're just not winning the next wave. Then a lot of Cloud9 New York kills have been around the hard point. Like, well, Max 5's free. Like, they've been getting those objective-based kills, and I mean, that feels really good, right? When you're up like 80 and you're basically even slaying.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, but that also means, you know, you kind of flip the script like I was saying Rocker need to do, and suddenly that scoreboard could flip very easily. Already doing a better job. Well, we're out of the P1 as attach, and Cloud9 got, what, like 45 seconds the first time through.
Yeah, but it's just the subs. I mean, we talked about it really in that game 3 at times. This time, it's a Cloud9 duo and Kremp and Mac who find all 4 to break that P1 setup. Now they're able to push on through. Kremp's on 3 in a row. With 5 seconds left, set up at P2 is Cloud9 again.
This is still like one of those Rocker type games where like they're just in it enough, like they're just there. But it is this map though, like 80 is significant, right?
That's a lot.
In the lead department. Are they staying close enough? We'll see. It's Cloud9 that are trying to close it out though, get the 3-1 victory and get their first victory of the CDL 2025 season. Let's hear the comms now from Cloud9 New York.
I'm pushing by right now. Only on top mid.
RG, he's top mid, one shot, 2 of them.
Look at front door,
Listen, 2 front,
we have
one shot couches. Yo, zip in, piano out.
Every time. Oh, I'll go nice.
I'm going over.
Already out. This is a part. I got it.
One shot.
Double-netted. Shoot one more. One more. I flipped this one.
Pause one shot.
He's in P4. Yeah, he's going back to small. To you. Right now.
Go jacuzzi.
We can go after the
Jacuzzi,
fight.
I'm trying to work that.
I can wait for an 8. Wait for
P1.
I need it. He's no show. He no white. Dark. He's dead.
He's dead. You in time. You still.
Let's go.
Nice, 3.
One jacuzzi.
I don't see him.
There's 2 heads. First 2 heads. Next play. Make us slow down. Look at you from time. Look at you.
I'm looking at you.
I'll look at you. Guys, double shot. I'll view. Nice 3. Go ahead.
You dead.
Focus on you. We should go. I think we're safe. Someone go top mid though. Jim. Go by mid. One hit right out.
Outer.
I'm out of breath just listening to that listening.
Yeah, I mean,
Their turn.
some of that is due to the map. There was a lot in those comps. A lot happening.
Yeah, there certainly was. Whew.
Wow.
The boys are caffeinated for the listen-in. Holy hell. But you know what? Whatever works. You're up 125 right now. You know, we just talked about at the beginning of this map. Like a win like this
is a hell of a game.
Is a stomp. They come into this struggling so much in hardpoint. They're looking to win 2 hardpoints and close out this series 3-1. Yes, vault control still looking abysmal, but otherwise you're clicking here. Just 11 points needed for the victory. They've got control. They've got the spawns. They should be able to set it up for victory here with the final 20 seconds remaining. You get a well-rounded effort out of the squad. One final attempt for Rocker to break through. That kill should seal it. And Cloud9 New York get their first win of the year. The comms were something. Whew. But the fact is, you got a much-needed W. You change sort of how things are looking this year. You get some positive momentum, and you just have to brush it off. Like last week, you just had 2 really tough matches. You did.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, listen, throughout those games, just shout out to Mac. I mean, obviously, with the year off and everything, like, just what is his form going to be?
Yeah.
Just continues to make impact plays.
He does.
You know, and obviously it's going to look good here in this one because they won by 150 points. But he's just one of those players in our league where he'll randomly pop off, get a 2-piece, but it's what that 2-piece does for his team.
No, when I think of like all time, some of like the streakiest like X Factor players, like Matt comes to mind, and then right behind him is Nero, like on the other side of it. Like those two are just like, they are either the best player on the map or the worst. I don't know what I'm gonna watch, but like when they are playing well, they are disgusting. And you saw that really from both players throughout that. You got to see some highlights from it. And, well, when Nero was able to do it, they won that map.
Yeah, 27-19 out of match. Almost 2 minutes in the hill as well. 13 objective kills. Kind of what you talked about. Look at the difference in the objective kills. That's what you were saying. Like, when you had those.
You knew it had to be that. Like, nothing else makes sense. When you're basically even in slang and you're up 80, you're getting kills around the objective. You're getting kills that matter more for the time. And, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for Rocker, I mean, just look at going back to that map 1. That's probably one where you think you probably should have won, right? Just with some of those holds that you had, your P3s weren't great, and then we're going to that map 5 where you're feeling comfortable. But instead, it's Cloud9 finally with a win.